How to protect your workbook and worksheet in Excel. That is one of the main topics that are important on protecting your data and making sure nothing is being changed, either intended or unintended. Excel luckily give you many options on protecting your whole workbook or your worksheets or a certain sheet within your workbook. Let's learn how to use those tools effectively while we're working on our project and on our daily tasks. Here we have a sales invoice, and let's assume this invoice have 4 tabs. We have the invoice tab and we have the customer tab. Of course, tab means a sheet or a worksheet. So just a reminder, the whole thing is called a workbook. So that's called Sales Invoice Tracker 1 Workbook. That includes many sheets. Those sheets including invoice, customers, invoices, dash main, invoice details sheet. Each one of these is sheet, and the whole thing is called a workbook. Now let's start with the straightforward, easy one, how to protect a sheet. Let's say I have an invoice sheet over here. I plugged in all those data manually and connected them through equations and hyperlinks and so on. I need this workbook to be delivered to a customer or to a manager or to a colleague, another employee, and so on. But I want to make sure he look at it and he doesn't change anything by accident or unintentionally. So what we're gonna do to protect that worksheet or that specific sheet or that tab, we right click on that tab. You can see there's an option of protect sheet. Click on it. Now he say, what is the password to unprotect the sheet? It's like you're setting up a password to lock or unlock this sheet. In this case, we'll use 4 zeros. And he say, tick on protect worksheet and contents of locked cells. Now he's giving you an option, allow all users of this worksheet to, they can select the locked cells or not, select the unlocked cells, format cells, format columns, format rows, insert columns, insert rows, insert hyperlinks, delete columns, delete rows, sort, use, auto filter. So of course the list is getting long and long, so you can use pivot table, pivot charts, edit objects, edit scenarios, and so on. So you can choose what to protect and what not to protect. What can the user with a protected worksheet or a tab to do and not to do, so you can customize those as needed to serve the purpose of the document protecting that you're trying to do. When I finish, I hit OK, and he say re-enter the password for confirmation. It is 4 zeros. I hit OK. Now this sheet is protected, and you can realize I can't select cells anymore. If I do a right click cut, I can't cut. Right click, let's see a copy, what gonna do for us? Paste. We did nothing. We can just only view the worksheet at this point. So that's how you do it. Any sheet you want to protect, just go to it, right click, protect sheet, put your password, select the customization of how protected do you want the sheet to be, hit OK, confirm the password, and you're done. Now, sometimes you want to go back and do some adjustments, or maybe the guy you're giving him the sheet or the workbook is going to do some adjustments that are considerable adjustments. It's not by accident. He is intentionally trying to do a certain adjustment. So you go right click, unprotect sheet in a similar way on how you protected the sheet. Then you put the password, 4 zeros in this case, OK. Now the sheet is unprotected. I can do what I want, save, then protect the sheet again, and so on. So that's how you protect your sheet in a straightforward way. And The other topic is how to protect the whole workbook. There's many ways on how to protecting the whole workbook and demanding a password on opening that workbook. So we go to File and we go to Info. You can see here we have Protect Workbook. Drop down menu, you can say Protect Current Sheet. That's what we did by right clicking. And you can say Protect Workbook Structure or Encrypt with Password. That will require a password to open this workbook. That's what we want. So encrypt with a password. What is the password? Let's use 4 zeros for the sake of the example. Okay, he said confirm your password. Okay. Now your workbook is protected. So when you close this document and you try to open it from your computer, he will ask you for the password. And without that, you can't access this workbook. Now, since we're already in the workbook already, we can hit the password. Okay. And now to be able to unprotect this, another way on protecting the workbook, which is a longer way, you go to Save As and you go to this PC, More Options. Then in More Options, you can go to Tools over here, General Options, and you can protect it with a password. There's a password to open and password to modify, and you can choose read only recommended if you need people only to read only. Let's re-enter the password one more time, and the workbook should be protected right now by the password that you set. But I mean, info protect workbook is easier way, and you can choose as well from there if you want it to be always open in read only, and you can protect certain sheets as well in the same manner. So there you have it. That's how you protect your workbook, and that's how you protect your worksheet as well. And of course, you can always go to review and you can protect the sheet and protect the workbook and allow the edit range and change how things are being related to the password or to the protection, just to fine tune your protection, what the user can and cannot do specifically for protecting sheets.